Hi there, I am Tanya Windiger and I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Today I want to talk about the contradictory thoughts and beliefs that we can have. If you don't know what I mean, I'll try to explain that. But, in the moments where we are feeling really, really vulnerable, there's a lot of pain and hurt when we have those emotional flashbacks. Even if you had a person with you at that moment that is really understanding and can be with you and may ask you the question, what would be the one thing that I could do for you right now that would be helpful or supportive to you? Okay. At this very moment and time when I'm having an emotional flashback, I don't know. I don't know, and even if I did, they would be contradictory. So please stay with me, leave me alone. I can have that wish and the desire at the same time for someone to stay with me so I don't feel alone, but at the same time don't want to have another person anywhere near me. You know what I mean? And that is why we have a diagnosis of complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Because really that's what happens after prolonged abuse, the complex trauma, developmental trauma that really dysregulated everything in our brain. I always say, if you go onto these channel, if you watch a video on the neuroscience and you see all these beautifully sparkling neurons going around in your brain, my brain's not like that. My brain is more like, those crackers that you can get? We used to have them in Austria and we called them Schillingböller. But they were a shilling per cracker. But if you would light all them up at once and then throw them, they would randomly kind of spark. That's pretty much my brain. It just goes crazy. There is no connections. There is nothing. It's just these random sparks. That is why I can have these contradictory beliefs at the same, simultaneously have them at the same time, which is probably totally not understandable for someone with a healthy functioning brain, but this is what is happening to us, and it took me many, many years to help myself and build some neuronal pathways, because we know now, we have the science, we know that our brain has tremendous capacity to change, but it's a small daily improvement, small daily steps that we have to do. And for me to help myself, one of the first things I had to do is I needed to do something to help me when I have these emotional flashbacks, when I'm really, really triggered about people around me, like things. If I would try to book an appointment and I leave a message on that machine and they don't call me back, disaster. I was dysfunctional forever. People not replying to messages, or meeting up with someone and that person is late. It's the ultimate trigger for me. Waiting for someone is just that feelings of rejection and abandonment. They're just so overwhelming. It's a huge trigger for me, and I knew I had so many of these things, but because I was feeling so vulnerable, all my emotions are so raw that all these little things could really totally throw me to the point that I needed extra therapy session, extra medication, and so forth just to get me through the day. And I wanted that to change, and we can. But it is the consistent, small, daily changes that we have to do. And practice. Oh, I want to mention here briefly, while I think of it, see my random sparkling mind, I will start live videos, weekly live videos on our closed Facebook group shortly. So I chose to do that in a closed Facebook group because it's a little bit more private and we can ask and discuss a little bit more deeper questions that we might not feel quite confident to publicly discuss. They make you feel exposed. So I chose to do that in the closed Facebook group. So please check out the link below and join us there as well. So totally off track. But one of the things, my neuronal pathways I wanted to change. I had to do to help myself to not be so triggered by someone being late and so forth, is to really get in my head that once I feel these emotions, to instantly think, instead of connecting with all this pain within me and all this emotional flashback coming up, to think, I wonder what is going on for that person to act like this in this very moment. I wonder what is happening for that person that they just cut me off. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in their life, really. And it might have nothing to do with me. And here I am being all kind of flared up and emotional and stuff. And it had nothing to do with me. Maybe their kids were sick and were throwing up everywhere and they were trying to rush to the hospital or whatever, they cut me off. Or, whatever the reason is that's going on in their life had nothing to do with me. So and it took me years to get my head to instantly come up with that question, I wonder what's going on for them, instead of having all these emotions coming up. So I know it's a very, very slow process to build have our neurons kind of do this dance like they do so beautifully, but we can get there. Okay, so don't give up, keep working at it, and please come over, join the closed Facebook group, because we will talk about all these little daily activities that will help us to get through. It is the little things that we do over and over and over again that will help us get those neurons firing the way that we want them to. Okay, with that, lots and lots of love and rainbows as always. Bye for now.